I hope all you know me. Myself, Savita. Today, I choose one topic, JMeter, which is like the testing tool. For suppose if you want to test any web application under some particular pressure, or we have to ensure our web application how it behaves and how it performs under particular load, we can offer the JMeter tool. Okay. The first question comes here is what exactly the JMeter is, right? Yeah. The JMeter is a pure Java source application tool which was first developed by Stefano. He's one of the Apache Software Foundation guy. He developed the JMeter tool, and it is basically designed to load test the functional behavior and to measure the performance of our web application. Not only the web application, but some of the additional services like REST API testing, SOAP API testing, and database server performance, how our query or database responses. So we can measure all those services, not only the web application testing. We can use the JMeter to analyze how application behaves under some particular stress, or to measure the performance of our web application under some particular load. This is in general, JMeter is used for load testing and for performance testing. And then the next comes what exactly the performance testing and what exactly the load testing means. The first performance testing is like a non-functional testing. Is a type of technique to determine the system in terms of responsiveness and stability under various workload. In the performance, he mainly checks how the application is responsive and how the application reliable and how it is the application stability. These are the main things we check in the performance testing. And the next one, load testing. Load testing is nothing but here it is performed to find limit of our application, of our application, like up to what extent our application is stable. Like how many users can use our application at a time, like 100 users or 10 users or 1,000 users. To find the extent limit, we need to do some of the testings that is called load testing. Are you all clear about load and performance testing?
Yes, could you just explain this performance testing once again, Savita?
Yeah, performance testing is in this we mainly checks the responsiveness of our web application. Like how the our application behaves under circumstances, like how application react to some extent load, or how application performs under some pressure.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Uh,
Thank you, Savita.
no. Any doubts? No. Shall I
Anybody?
move on? Okay. I will just continue. Suppose if there is any queries, stop me anyway. And the next comes JMeter is like it's a pure Java application tool. It is built by Java. And the next comes why JMeter? Why we should opt JMeter? Only the JMeter. Okay, suppose let's say one day our project manager or team lead or our boss asks us to do some performance testing of our application for some particular users, saying like test the web application by considering 1,000 users or by considering the 100 users. So what would you do? uh, I can't arrange the 100 users and making them to sit in a single room and providing them a 100 systems and asking them to hit the server at the same time, right? We can't do that real time. We can do that up to some extent, like 5 users, 10 users. Suppose if the requirement is to test for 100 users or 1,000 users, we can't do that in a real time, right? So I need any tool, any software tool to simulate our requirement. Then here comes the picture of JMeter. JMeter is like it simulates the real user behavior. So if we give any like requirement of saying like 100 users hitting the server at the same time, we can do that using the JMeter tool. The first is JMeter. JMeter is an open source. Suppose if any users are opting for any tool, the first thing he or she is check like whether the tool is open source or it is a licensed version. So JMeter is completely open source tool. Anyone can use the JMeter at the free of cost. And the next is scripting isn't required. I wouldn't say it is required. It is required for some of the functional testing. For load and performance testing, we don't require any scripting or we don't have to write any code for load testing or performance testing. Okay. And the next is we can visualize the result in a such a manner like we can see the result in a graph wise, we can see the result in a table manner or in a tree manner. I will explain all the moving forward. And the friendly way, it has user friendly and the platform independent. Data it is compatible with all the platforms like Windows, SaaS, Linux, Ubuntu. It is like it is compatible with all the platforms and it supports multi-protocol. Protocol in the sense that it doesn't only support the web application but also does database server performance, multi-protocols like HTTP, FTP, JDBC servers. It supports all the protocols and it is very easy to install in any machine. There is no major requirement for installation. It is very easy to install. Okay, any queries why we need in the Jmeter section?
Hi, Savita. Am I audible?
Yes.
The explaining, no, it's like very fast, little bit difficult to
Sorry.
follow. Little bit slow will be good, I guess.
Yeah,
The
sorry.
way. Okay, thank
Yeah, sorry. Okay,
you. Yeah,
any queries in Jmeter in this slide?
Savita, I mean, we have a testing tool, Selenium, right?
Huh? This
Yeah,
is
like I'm,
Selenium is for yeah.
yes. Like, I mean, what is I mean, the major difference between Selenium and the JMeter? Because, I mean, with JMeter, as you have said, we can only write Java code, right? I mean, yeah, we have to write scripts in Java.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm,
script is not required for all the testing like for load and performance.
Mhm.
For only functional, we can write script in Java. Okay, this is
Okay.
for in Selenium we can automate the web application end to end by writing
Yeah.
script. Here we don't require any scripting knowledge or any code.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I mean, if you are using JMeter, we will have to only opt for Java. We can't go for Python, something like that. I mean, with, Python programming also supports JMeter.
No, it's only for
Or,
Java.
sorry, in this way, I will ask in this way, JMeter supports Python programming?
No, it's only for Java.
Okay.
Okay. Any queries? Okay.
That's
Shall
it
I
from me.
move? Shall I move?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the next comes the installation part. As I said, Jmeter is pure Java application tool. There is one prerequisite or precondition to install the Jmeter, that is the Java JDK installed in your machine. If the JDK or Java installed in your machine, then it's there is one more step to go to install the Jmeter machine. Before installing the Jmeter, we need to verify whether Java is installed or not in our system. To verify, we have a command. Just open the terminal command and just type the Java -minus version. It will list out the Java version, or it will give some error saying Java is not recognized. Suppose if the error says Java is not recognized, then the Java is not installed in our machine. So for installing the Java, I have provided the link. If you go to the link and install the JDK, then the next comes the link for installing the Gem. Uh, this this is the link which downloads the zip file where we have to extract the zip folder. Nothing more than that. After downloading the zip file, we need to enter the file and in the folder. And the next, we have to launch the JMeter and start using the JMeter. Okay, I have installed the JMeter already. I will show you how to launch the JMeter. Just go to the JMeter where we have downloaded and go to Apache JMeter. Okay, and then go to bin folder and then go to jmeter.bat Windows batch file. This is for Windows. For Mac, we have to go for JMeter executable file. It is a bit different for Windows and Mac. For Windows, we have to go for Windows batch file. Just double click on the Windows batch file. It will open up the terminal and it will launch the JMeter. Okay. This is the tool. This is the once we launch the JMeter, this is the screen. The first will come. This is the test plan pane. This is the test plan where we need to configure some of the elements here. I will run you through the configuration as well. And here we have some menu bars and there are some options to open a new file and to run and to stop, clear, start, all these. There are few options in here. Actually, this is what the JMeter looks like. And then next comes like how does JMeter work? Okay. JMeter, it is like simulates the group of users. I mean, not in real time, but it simulates the real user behavior. Sending a request to the target server, the server in the sense the URL which we are trying to hit. And once we send the request to the server, JMeter collects the response back from the server and will display the response result via graphs or table or in a tree manner. This is how JMeter works. First, we need to start a JMeter and we have to create a request on the user and we have to send a request to the server. Once we send the request to the server, of course the server responds, whether the response is fail or false. JMeter collects all the responses from the server and it will generate a test report, as I said earlier, via various forms like graph or table or tree. This is how the JMeter works. All clear about how JMeter works? It's very quite simple. We are just entering the URL in our Chrome browser, right? And we are seeing some responses. This is the same, like we are sending the request to the server and we are getting the response back from the server, right? The JMeter collects all the responses and it will display the result as per the response. Either it may be fail or pass.
How you are writing test cases, Savita? I mean, when you are passing, when you are requesting something to the server, we have user forms or the HTML forms. With that performance, I mean, we have some of the logical flow in the HTML forms, right? That is automated completely with the JMeter. We can automate that. I mean,
Yeah,
there are some fields to be required and some fields are not required. All right.
No, we have an option in the JMeter called record and playback, and in that option functionality, we can record all the actions what we have in our web application, like login or taking any action on our tab or clicking on any particular item. We have something called Blaze Meter. I will show you the Blaze Meter how actually it looks. Okay, we have this Blaze Meter, right? We have to record the blaze meter. I mean, tell the blaze meter to record what all the actions I am performing in our web application. Once we do that, it will automatically generate the script automatically. I mean, we don't have to write any script for this. It will automatically generate the script and show us the result. I will
Uh,
explain you one by one.
sure.
Have you understood how JMeter works?
Yes, yes.
Shall I move on?
Yeah. From my side, there is nothing. If anyone is there, they can.
Okay.
Yes, Savita, you can move ahead. Quite clear to me also.
Okay. And the next comes, okay, let me, okay. I am just writing, I'm not writing a script, I'm just writing one test case for one of the web application which I have chosen for demo purpose. First, we have to name our test plan to anything, like I will name this for first demo. We have to right click on the test plan name. It will provide some of the options, right? Firstly, what we have to do is we have to what exactly the thread group. First, we have to mention must define some of the elements to configure our test plan. I will explain you. To use JMeter, right? We must define the test plan, meaning one must specify the URL to hit the server, and the second thing we have to specify the how to store our results, and the third main thing we have to specify the number of users to hit the server at a particular time. These three main things we have to specify in our test cases or we have to configure in our test plan. Okay. In JMeter, these terms are called like we have to hit the server, right? For that we have an option called sampler. Before that, we have to go via thread group. Thread group is nothing but like user that will be used to run that as the name indicates group. It is each thread represents the one user. Like one thread means one user, two threads, two user. Okay. Here thread group in the sense the group of users which will be created to hit the server at a particular time. Okay, suppose if we set the thread group to 100, then the JMeter will create 100 user request to the server. Suppose this is our thread group, and we have to mention the number of users, means number of threads, to how many users to hit the server at some particular time. Whether we have to hit the suppose if I give the thread users as 10, that means 10 users are hitting the server. If I give the thread users are 100 users are opening our web application at the same time. This is nothing but the users. And the next comes the ramp up period. I will explain what exactly the ramp up period is. Ramp up period is nothing but it tells the JMeter how long to delay before starting the next user. Suppose if the first user is the server, then we must specify some delay while using a second user is the server. Okay, this is calculated with one formula that is ramp up second with thread users. Okay, ramp up period is calculated by ramp up second, that is 20, and the by the number of users, that is 10. 20 by 10, 2. That means the delay between the each user is 2 seconds. Are you clear about the ramp up period and the number of threads? I mean the users? Okay, I will go on. The next comes loop count. Loop count is nothing but the number of iterations the test plan will execute. Suppose if I give the loop count to 1, it will iterate only one time. I mean, suppose the 10 user is reached to the web application, it will stop the test. Suppose if I give the loop count to 2, then after 10 user again the loop continues and again the 10 user will use the server. This is nothing but loop count. Suppose if I check this infinite loop, it will go on like the users will go on within the server under infinite loop. I mean the test will never stop until we forcibly stop the test plan. So
Savita,
for
when you
now,
are yeah, sorry, I'll ask later.
no, you can.
Yeah, I mean, my question was when you are talking about users, the users are from the JMeter point of view or users from the application, users of the application who are logged in?
Sorry, I didn't get your question, Pradeep.
Yes. You are specifying a number of threads, which is users, right?
Uh-huh.
These users are nothing but the JMeter users who are testing the application, or the
Yes.
application users who are logged in the application.
No, this is we explicitly creating users, manually creating users by JMeter who are hitting the server.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. Okay, clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. This is the main.
One more question, Savita.
Yeah.
These users, whatever you are talking about, these users are like, what kind of users these are?
Like
These are
real-time
test
users
users.
like me, you, huh?
Okay. It will create a username and password automatically for the application, or you have to pass the one.
We have to pass. Suppose if there is any password, login password, or suppose if there is any authentication for that web application, we need to pass the username and password.
Okay, we can give that username and password in JMeter itself for the user.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, if you are setting the count as 10, somewhere you are listing the 10 users with the username and password.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, any doubts here? Actually, this is the main part. We have to. I mean, here we need to specify how many users are hitting our server. Okay. After that, we need to specify some URLs to hit the server, right? Suppose we already know. I mean, thread group simulates the user request to the server. But how does the thread group know which type of result it need to make, whether it is like HTTP request or JDBC or FTP? How does thread group know? For that, we have to create, we have an option called sampler, where we have like multiple options. We need to create like HTTP request or FTP, JDBC, like Java, all kind of. For now, I will explain running through the HTTP request. Okay, here we need to mention some of the configuration like server name, like path or port number or protocol name. All these fields we need to mention here. For this, I have chosen one of the web application called Live Charger. Hmm. Uh, Okay, this is the one. Suppose if a user hit the livecharger.org, it will open up this form and this window. And suppose if you want to go any like somewhere else, like okay, I will just move to archives later. This is the use case. I need to open up the live charger.org site, and I need to click on the archives. Okay, this is the simple use case. Here I need to specify the server name. The server name is livecharger.org. Here I need to specify that only the server name, not anything else. And the next, I need to move to Office, and this comes under path. Suppose if you are taking any actions on the main page, that comes under path. You need to give under the path itself. This is the thing we need to do in the STP request. And the main thing is we need not explicitly mention this HTTP because the protocol in the JMeter is by default HTTP. Okay, so we need to remove this HTTP, and we have to give only the server name livecharger.org. I removed the HTTP because by default the protocol is set to be HTTP. Okay, and the next comes I need to click on the archives button. So here I just given that in the path. Okay. This is the configuration in the HTTP request. Then after that, suppose Jmeter knows about the number of users and the server to hit the what actual server to hit the Jmeter, right? After hitting to the server, we need to get the response. Of course, we get the response, but we need to see the response result in Jmeter, right? For that, we have an option called listener, here listener. This is to view the result. Either we may view the result in a clean manner or graph or report or table manner. We have like various options to view the result. For now, I will select the view in the result tree. We can select as many as listeners we want. I will select in the table. I will select one more. Okay, report. We can add as many listeners we want. Okay. Now this is the simple use case which I have to, and now Jmeter is all ready to go. Once I hit the run button, this is the button where we need to click on to execute our test plan. Okay. Here I have given the number of number of users is 10. Okay. This is the HTTP request, and these are some of the graphs.